You wake up, your phone alarm buzzes. Spotify Premium renews at $10.99 monthly. Notifications pour in. iCloud storage nearly full. Upgrade now, $2.99. Scrolling social media, you see YouTube Premium auto-renewed at $13.99. Netflix announces yet another price increase. Adobe warns your subscription is nearing renewal. Microsoft Office sends reminders, and Amazon Prime quietly deducts from your account. Each action carries subtle, yet relentless financial implications. A digital leash quietly tightening around you. We've entered an era where digital ownership has become obsolete, replaced entirely by recurring subscriptions. Convenience once celebrated has evolved into subtle captivity. But how exactly did we reach this point, where continuous payment is the norm, and consumer autonomy has diminished? Who truly benefits from this pervasive digital dependency, and at what lasting cost? In May 2013, Adobe fundamentally transformed the software landscape by discontinuing perpetual licenses. Creative professionals, accustomed to outright software ownership, found themselves abruptly forced into the Creative Cloud subscription model. Artists, photographers, graphic designers, and video editors now faced continuous monthly payments. The backlash was swift and vehement. Thousands signed petitions and flooded online forums with complaints, citing fears of escalating costs, reduced autonomy, and dependency on Adobe's goodwill. Despite vocal opposition, Adobe remained firm, choosing predictable recurring revenue over consumer sentiment. Financially, Adobe's bold strategy proved enormously successful, boosting revenue from around $4.4 billion in 2012 to over $17 billion annually by 2022. Observing Adobe's profitability, software giants such as Autodesk, with its AutoCAD software, and Microsoft, with Office 365, rapidly adopted similar subscription-only models, reshaping entire industry economics. Historically, software ownership offered security and independence. Today, digital tools are leased, creating perpetual dependency. Consumers regularly face sudden policy shifts, service interruptions, or unforeseen price hikes, radically altering their relationships with essential professional software. Additional real-world cases highlight this shift further. Companies like Corel and Affinity capitalized on consumer frustration, promoting lifetime licenses as alternatives. Yet, despite some small market gains, the dominance of Adobe and similar giants remains, reinforcing a subscription-first standard. Netflix originally represented liberation from expensive cable television. However, its success quickly spurred fragmentation. Major entertainment conglomerates, Disney, Amazon, Apple, HBO Max, Peacock, and Paramount, created their own exclusive platforms, each charging separate fees. By 2023, many reports indicated that American households subscribed to an average of multiple streaming services, often totaling more than traditional cable bills. Initially promising affordability and ease, streaming became unexpectedly costly and complicated. Streaming providers also adopted aggressive content cycling strategies. HBO Max abruptly removed dozens of titles, including critically acclaimed shows like Westworld in 2022. This forced subscribers into frustrating cycles of platform switching, driving continuous subscription churn. Historically, viewers had predictable, long-term access to content. Now, entertainment access is volatile, resulting in widespread consumer frustration, subscription fatigue, and financial strain. Additional examples illustrate the extent of this issue. Netflix's regular price hikes sparked public backlash, while Disney Plus implemented ad-supported tiers alongside subscription increases, simultaneously expanding revenue streams while complicating consumer choices. Apple reshaped consumer expectations by integrating subscriptions into essential device functions. Beginning in 2019, Apple's minimal free iCloud storage nudged users toward mandatory monthly subscriptions as their data grew. Smartphones produce ever-increasing amounts of personal data, quickly exceeding Apple's minimal free offering. Users inevitably upgraded to paid plans, helping Apple generate billions annually from its services division. Critics termed Apple's tactics digital hostage-taking, emphasizing that functionalities historically included with initial purchase now demanded ongoing payments. Consumers faced continual costs to maintain usability, creating permanent dependency within Apple's digital ecosystem. Historically, devices provided full functionality up front. Today, subscription-based maintenance fees fundamentally altered the consumer technology relationship, complicating platform switching and reinforcing consumer dependency. Additional context reveals the broader implications. Apple's competitors, including Google and Microsoft, increasingly adopted similar subscription strategies for storage and software services, further normalizing subscription dependency across the tech industry. BMW sparked widespread outrage in July 2022 by introducing a monthly subscription fee for heated seats, a feature physically installed in vehicles. Consumers perceive this as repeatedly paying for an already owned feature. Social media criticism was swift, highlighting consumer disgust at perceived exploitation. BMW initially defended subscriptions as providing flexibility, but eventually retreated from this model in late 2023 due to widespread backlash. Other automotive brands, such as Mercedes-Benz and Audi, quietly tested subscription models for advanced navigation systems, adaptive headlights, and driver assist technologies, challenging traditional ownership concepts. Historically, vehicle ownership represented independence and permanence. Today's automakers increasingly convert essential features into continuous subscription payments, fundamentally altering consumer relationships with vehicles and potentially exacerbating economic inequalities. Further examples underscore this trend. Tesla, Volkswagen, and General Motors have explored subscriptions for features ranging from autonomous driving software to enhanced performance capabilities, significantly reshaping consumer expectations. Traditionally, gaming involved permanent ownership of physical media, cartridges, discs, or digital licenses. Microsoft disrupted this standard in 2017 with Xbox Game Pass, offering extensive game libraries for monthly fees. By 2023, Game Pass had grown to over 30 million subscribers. Initially praised for affordability and convenience, gamers soon faced significant drawbacks. Sudden title removals due to licensing issues disrupted ongoing gameplay experiences. Subscription cancellations immediately revoked access to games, leaving consumers with no permanent ownership. Competitors rapidly adopted similar subscription models, establishing temporary access as the new gaming standard. Economically advantageous for companies like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, subscription models nonetheless heightened consumer anxieties over digital ownership, shifting control from gamers to corporations and fundamentally changing user relationships with digital entertainment. Expanded examples further clarify this shift. PlayStation's PS Plus and Nintendo's Switch Online similarly expanded their subscription models, emphasizing temporary access over ownership and reinforcing consumer dependence. Subscription fatigue has become a pressing issue. Deloitte's 2023 survey reported that a significant portion of consumers felt overwhelmed managing multiple subscriptions, frequently encountering deliberately complicated cancellation processes. Companies intentionally utilized hidden cancellation options, mandatory customer interactions, and confusing interfaces, creating significant barriers to subscription termination. Consumer advocacy groups filed lawsuits against SiriusXM, Amazon Prime, and various digital media providers, highlighting deceptive practices. Historically, consumer protection regulations struggled to keep pace with digital subscription complexity. This gap heightened consumer skepticism, eroded trust, and transformed perceptions of subscriptions from convenient solutions into exploitative burdens. Additional examples reveal widespread impacts. New York State sued companies for violating consumer protection laws with intentionally difficult cancellations. Regulatory bodies worldwide, including the FTC, increasingly scrutinize subscription practices, signaling growing recognition of consumer exploitation. Subscriptions initially promised simplicity, affordability, and convenience. Instead, they created widespread dependency, ongoing financial obligations, and diminished consumer autonomy. Each new subscription deepens reliance, subtly transforming convenience into captivity. The digital landscape, once celebrated for democratization and empowerment, now demands continuous payments, gradually shifting power from consumers to corporations. Ultimately, the proliferation of subscriptions raises crucial questions about consumer autonomy. Are we truly controlling our technology, or has technology increasingly begun controlling us?